Lyle, you announced during the panel discussion a week ago the possibility of working with restaurants, especially in the downtown, to allow them to set up tables and chairs outside. Where are we on that this week at this time?
Well, we're making progress. When we talked last week, we thought the only solution was to close the street for what amounts to 9 days, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, for 3 consecutive weeks, and move tables out into the street. That creates issues. The barriers that have to be put up, the police details that have to man the barriers, all the streets that have to be blocked. So what we're talking about now is accomplishing the same objective, allowing outdoor dining, assuming that the legislature passes it, without having to close the street. And it's Friday morning. Just today, I had a call from Captain DiRenzo from the police department, Chief Coleman from the fire department. I talked to the town manager. I talked to Representative Poirier. And they all called me, and the last words of their conversations were, "We'll find a way to make this happen." So they all outranked me. So I think we're going to find a way to make this happen. We'll be talking about using parking lots, using some of the sidewalk, recognizing that we have to maintain 3 feet of walking space on the sidewalks. It's an ADA requirement. And I believe that there'll be a combination of indoor and outdoor dining when the restaurants reopen. So I'm feeling very optimistic that this is going to happen, much more so than I have for the last couple of days. Sometimes when you get buried in all the issues and all the obstacles that have to be overcome, it's easy to get a little pessimistic, but as I said, as of today, I'm feeling much better about it than I have.
While the town and Captain DiRenzo and the fire chief can help you, unless the state allows serving alcohol outside, the town has its hands tied. How is that going? I know Betty Poirier has been, as usual, extremely helpful.
Oh, yeah. She introduced legislation in the House. Senator Pirnie introduced legislation in the Senate. I've been led to believe that Speaker Lyle in the House will support it. I don't think there are any issues with the Speaker in the Senate, Karen Spilka. So, and with all the lobbying, I guess is the right word, on Governor Baker to open up businesses, I can't imagine it's going to be an issue. I've been wrong before. That's, as we sit today, that in my mind is the only showstopper. I've been incredibly encouraged, I guess is the right word, with the spirit of cooperation of all the town departments who really want to make this happen. People are bending over backwards, coming up with ideas and thoughts and that sort of thing.
We really have a short window here in New England as far as being able to eat outside without some kind of propane heaters or something.
Right.
What's the likelihood that this is going to happen in June at the state level, or is that a question for State Representative Poirier?
Well, no, it's really for the state's reopening committee. The date, the first dates we arrived at is the first Thursday, Friday, Saturday in the week of phase 2. And nobody's announced when phase 2 of the reopening is going to begin. Phase 1 started May 18th. So I just went 3 weeks out from May 18th and got to June 8th, which is a Monday, and then went to the following Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's how we arrived tentatively at those 3 dates. Now, if the governor, very honestly, in the reopening committee isn't satisfied that the state is making progress in the 4 metrics that they use to measure progress against the virus, and he pushes it, he's not going to stop it, he's just going to push it back. So everything would slide a week or 2 to the right. By not closing the street and with all the logistics involved in that, actually we have much more flexibility if we don't have to hit that date. If we would have to be planning police and fire overtime now, we'd have to be planning DPW overtime and all the barrier work now. If we don't have to do any of that, then we have a lot more flexibility to respond to the state's opening of phase 2.